Behold, my hand is on the other side. Behold, I have no more hand. Look, I shall show you. I have no more hand. When the hand comes into the light, it is gone. I have lost my arm. Pending what color also perhaps is in the background, I don't know, but you tell me where my arm is. The grandeur of the illusion. We even have the illusions in grandeur within us. What we think and what we believe in what we do and how we think, that we perceive and we rationalize and we logically can actually categorize and understand the balance of all, meaning that what I just said is you understand the basic rational knowledge. And now we have the separating parts. Oh, that should be illegal and this should be illegal. If it grows on this planet, it should all be legal, but should it all be explained in the science? Now, how do we explain it in the science? 6 people ate it, and what were the reactions? That's the science. You can't stop the natural science of what the people desire to do. If you say to somebody, hey, it ain't good for you, and explain to them what happened to the last person, you don't have to know the direct science, just what happens. And you can't stop the whole world. For those who choose not to eat hamburgers at the Big M, and everybody knows that the Big M here in Quebec is the Great Love. It is the Great Love that we live in. Let me see if I can get just a little bit more light. The Great Love. M. It is also of 3 worlds of 10. 10 times 10 times 10 equals to 1,000. The letter M in Roman numerals is 1,000. It is the 13th letter in the alphabet, so make it 1,013. It is also the reverse in the alphabet of the 14th letter, which is coming of man and the sun, man equaling to 7, and the sun equaling to 11. 1 and 1 is 2, Venus at the gate. Number 27. Now, why would I mention number 27 and show you number 5? Because we don't have to tell you anymore. We already know that the reverse of 5 is 7 void and 2 dot. Number 27. Does it happen on all of them? Well, number 25 is the reverse. Can number 25 happen somewhere else? How about 47? Well, 47, which is 11, 7 come 11, happens on number 2, where the 5 area dot and the 2 area dot have voids of 4 and a 7 void. 4, 7, 7, 4. Jesus, cross, time, energy, the sun of creation in the sun after the death. How, where do I get the words for this story? My screen is flickering, so I want to, I'm not sure if it's the light making my screen flicker, so just give me a second. So I'm not sure why it's doing this. Can it be the light? I'm not sure. So I'm going to shut off the light. Maybe it's this light. Is it this light? And the high autofocus? Maybe it's that, because it's not doing it anymore. What if I do it now? Okay, so I don't want to lose my trend of thought. I'm going to maybe it's just in my screen. Exit my full screen. Just let me fix my camera just a bit. Okay, so what I have here is the hours in a week are 24, in which is 3 plus 21. Can I go less than 3 to get to 24? Well, what is the question? The reality of this question is the inverted, okay, to this is 1 through 13, the first 13 letters of the alphabet. This is first and this is last. As this in this equation, this is first and this is last. In this equation, 1 and 3 equals to 4. You're actually going 1 through 4. This is 4 on a second level. The first level is 0, 4. So when it's 0, 1 and 0, 4, they're talking about 6, 1 and 6, 4. 125 or 1.25 days left in the year to the 52 Earth and the 51 Mars to 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, which creates 2 and 3 equaling to 5 to the E world of BC, also known as MCY squared. I need to understand what MC squared is, okay? BC, because these are the letters in the alphabet, but when you do that, we're going to add the 23rd letter in the alphabet and Warner Brothers creation, WBC, inside the E world, which will create ER, which is number 23. The R letter minus 5 is the 18th letter, so now you have what would be a silly rabbit with the A in the R family. So this is just basic Hycock and Gornish, depending on how you want to look at it. 0 is what's all around. So what is 4? Well, I'm just expanding my mind and looking at 1 is this, and 4 is this. This is your primary cubic creation, and here is your next one. This is the smallest you can get. But when you did that, you did not use up the whole square of anything. So therefore, you are in the core of the minimum size must be, let me get a little bit of light because I can't see myself. The minimum size must be this area over here. So now you can have these 4 areas inside, also known as 888, the division and rotation of the 7th gate, through 33, mass. You minus this is your 3 creation. So why this? Because 21st is the next time you will say the letters ST. So you will say an ST and an RD. You will have an ST and an RD. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be the red set. I don't know what it's going to be. Set, remember what set means. Set means 3. So we might be only talking about A, and I shouldn't have crossed these off. Maybe the real A is over here. What is this? Well, in the Gematria scale of counting, with the Gematria way of counting, where we work our way up to number 7, the Aztec Mayans, I guess, and we work ourselves down from 7. What happens is we have a continuation to the alphabet, right? And that continuation is over here. So here's 77, which is the energy in the Christ between the mountains. Now we can look at this as a river or a valley if we want. We can go like that. We can also look at its continuation like this and create the hexagon over here. So if you have the hexagon shell here, will this mirror over here continue down to create this piece over here, almost looking like the below and above? So when you're going below, the bar is M and N, the 13th and the 14th letters. Now, what are you getting to over here? See, first of all, you have to understand in the Delta world, the 13th, the 14th, and the 15th, okay, are caught in between 12 and 16. That is going to be purple. It's going to be the red and the blue together. I go to the game of pool. I know the difference between 12 and 16 is 4. I know the difference between 4 and 12 is 7 plus 1 is 8. 4 and 8 equals to 12. 1 and 2 is the reverse of alpha beta creation, where 1, 2, 3 moved over the third one over here. Alpha beta was moved. It's 9 and 3 and 3 and 9 and 9 and 3, but you only can play in sets of 6. The 45-degree set, if you go to divide any 45-degree set, you'll be dividing everything in half. So you're not going to run that way. The way you're going to run is you're going to run from the corner of this area square to the corner of the area square you want to connect. Forget about what's in between. And this area square to the outside of the other area square, showing that you want the 12 and the 16 to connect. And you're going to connect them like that. And forget about what's in the way. Okay? Top left, it's 4. Bottom right, it's 24. 6 times is the difference. These numbers come out of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36. And once you get to 36, the next number starts you over again. Here it's 483. That would mean I started at 4. Okay, this one is I doubled. Okay, and I doubled it here, right? Well, actually, I didn't double it because this is not actually. I'm going to just show you. I counted it to a single digit here. And here in a single digit, once I double it, it pans out to 147, 852, 369. And that's what 4 does. It shifts everything except for this. It shifts the first 2 rows. So what does 1 do? Well, if I moved everything up by 1, okay, if I went instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if I went ahead and went, first of all, I should just turn this. I should turn it. If I turned it, it would be a 7, 4, 1, 8, 5, 2, 9, 6, 3. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But what if I shifted it 1 and started the 2 in the second row? I'd have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. So I'd have this over here, 6, 7, 8. I'd have 9. Wow, the moon and the birth is on that angle. And this would be 14 and this would be 18. Right? They removed on our bank, on some number pads, yes, on the telephone, there is nothing on the number 1 because it's headquarters, and number 1 takes place in this position. So everything should be 4, then the maneuver position, and 4, 4, 1, 4 is that rotation. Then over here you have 18, over here you have 15, over here you have 12, over here you have 9, over here you have 18, over here you have 18. So it's 9999. All the way over to 9693, 9693. I got to remember what that is. Anyway, so we did this. Where else was I with this? Here is counting by 5s. So counting by 5s, your numeric value change would be 516, 272, 615. Actually, this is counting backwards and forwards. This is counting backwards and forwards. 5, 10, 15, 20, stop. 5, 10, 15, 20, stop. Each using the quarter for both of them. And as you go through here, this value, and then we use the gateway for this value. We're using the gateway of the 7th gate. Because if I take a continuation of these numbers, forget about the roulette table, which goes all the way straight down. What I'm going to do with these numbers is I'm going to expand them this way up to a certain point. And after that expansion, then I'm going to come back and go up again and create a design with these numbers in between. But right now, as it's known, okay, sitting on the cross, and the reason why the cross can be crisscrossed is because when the cube is on this angle, okay, when the cube is on this angle and we have 1, 2, 3 dots, we can go this way, we can go this way, and we can go this way. This is part of what the Star of David is. Take a look at what this is. You see this design over here? See this design over here? That's the Star of David. It's a part of what we use the Star of David for, in which and what you're seeing here, okay, this straight arm over here is this straight arm over here. Do I have this? Am I doing this right? I don't know if I'm doing this right. I got that straight arm here. I have the straight arm here, and I have the straight arm over here. Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's where it goes into this design. I'm going to show you another design in which is, let me see if I got this right. We got this here. We've got this. See, it's the short arm. I have to stop. I can't go through it because there's nowhere to go unless I create another star next to it. Then I will show you something else. Hold on. And as you can see, okay, with this Star of David, you can see there's a passage through the cube, down through the cube. Can you see that passage? Here's the pull. Here's the short side, the opening. I can't go past. X marks the spot. I'm allowed to bring it to both points. You can see inside is the hexagon equaling to 6. The 7th gate is going through. One is going across. One is going across. They're not the same. None of these are the same. This, if it was turning, it'd be turning above this stick over here and cleansing whatever's in these pools. And if you notice this area over here, let me see if I can. Oh, can I do this? Let me see if I can fix the visual. Okay, so I'm gonna basically lose my train of thought. I hope not. I'm trying to see if we can go and we can split the sands of time. Right over here, split the sands of time. And then this is going to show me. And how many do I go down? It depends on how many army stripes there are. So this is that building. We can go down that way, and that's one side of that divided building. Yeah, I was talking about that, right? So I want to get to the second part with that and then try to get back onto the subject. So when we're going 5, 10, 15, 20, we're ultimately going 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So we don't have to go over here. This is 9. I'm presuming that a lot of cubes, I'm presuming that a lot of cubes come together, a minimum of 4 cubes, okay, come together. And I'm hoping they're all on their 9 side. I mean, with the corner dot here, whatever that corner dot here is, right? Let's say it's like that. Or it's the 9 spot. There. And then maybe, I don't have any more cubes. What happened here? Maybe we can do it like that. The 8 heaven to the 1 spirit. And the only 9 that you actually see is there's a space here, is 1. Do I need how many of these to create? Now I'm going to have 2 spaces here. I'm going to need 9 of these to create one situation. But like I spoke before, if I use up 9 areas, okay, 9 areas, you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You will have 16 pool balls, okay, to create your 9 areas. Pi. Pi is phi. 4 by 4, 3 by 3. 4 by 4, 3 by 3. 5 by 2, 4 by 4. 7, 6, 7, 6, 8. 7, 6, 7, 8, 7. So that, if I would show you the deck of cards now, and you all have to understand, the only reason I need to show the dot is because the final reality in this house of the game of cards is that single dot. I don't need to present the single dot. We all know the single dot is in creation. Here are your single dots. These two are not the same as this one in any way, because this has a two-way, this way or this way. When it's this way, you see that? Not that one. Hold on a second. When it's this way, to the right, the 6 will be standing up. Okay. When it's this way to the right. When it's this way to the left, the 6 will be standing up. Okay. So there is no difference. But when you put the 3 on its side with the 6, okay, see the 3 is to the right. Where is the 6? It's not even there. The 6 is underneath. So what happens? The 6, is it ever with the 3? Yes. When the 3 is to the left, the 6 will look like an I. Because of the magic dot on the other side, it could ignite the bridge between it, creating the I, and this way it is the H. So when the 6 is up this way, that is the H8. When it is the H8, my God, the 3 is boom at the bottom. Or it could be at the top. Doesn't matter if the 3 is the bottom or the top. The 3 is the bottom or the top, which is the 4 the bottom or the top. That 6 will be standing up north-south, and it'll be the H, divided between 2 sides. But when the 3 and 4 are on the side, that 6 will now be I. So in the star system, you are living with the E world, 3 and 4, polarity 3 and 4. And I'll see if I can drum up where that 3 and 4 come from. Just give me a second. I have to go and check out Odyssey. I'm going to take a 2-minute break for a tea. I know some people don't like it. They don't like the interruption. Oh, boy. So, oh yeah, here logging. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. I want to do something. Do something. Okay, it shows one watching. Learning the system, Mr. Tackbens. Is this Gematria? Is that us now? Really, to tell you the truth, answering to Zeth, I could be using Gematria. Gematria is, let me talk into the camera. Just 1 second here. Yeah, okay, Zeph, I'm just going to put this on the side and explain to you what I believe I do. What I believe I do. Okay. What I believe I do is I take the alphabet. I'm not into the geometrics really, but I take the alphabet. I use geometrics to understand the 45-degree angle and how this planet has been cut up and what we have been taught. To know that the ruler, okay, begins at 0 and goes all the way to 12. From 0 to 12, so 1 goes to 0, and then we go all the way to 12. So if we had to start at 12, were we coming from 13? So 12 is nothing, because only at 11 did we actually add up 1, and at 10 we added up 2. We started at 12, but 12 wasn't complete until it reached 11. So 12, 11 is 23, and well, 0, 1 is 1. So we have 23 and 1 inside the numbers, or 2 and 3. So if we use these first two, then, well, we still have 0 over here. There is no 2. So should I actually start from 1 and 2, the same way as this one starts at 1 and 2 to 11? So that would be 3 and 23. Anyways, that's part of what I do. I ask myself questions and try to come up with something logically that anybody can figure out, not too hard. We don't want to overtax our minds. The children, it's for the children. We are supposed to be doing this during our learning days, not what we've learned from building buildings, but prior to that, to set our mind on the understanding where do the numbers come from? How did they design, and why did they design the number 9, the number 8, the number 7? Why did they call it number 7? Sometimes I'm not going to get too deep. So what I'll do is I'll take what they did call it into definition. I want to go into a world that has already been created, into the world that's already been created, and use their creation. The logical, rational art way of using what the professionals, ones that got the ID so they cannot deny the truth of their creation, the games of gambling, and what's more inside the cards or inside the cube, or what they can possibly mean through the words. As to the 7th gate, the cat is number CAT 312, a reverse of ABC, first, second, and third, standard, ST, and DRD. I just put what life gave us, from all the smartest people right into the world of arts and entertainment, because everything is on this cube before it becomes polarity. It's AE. AE is the basic standard of your creation, which is ST and TH. Unless you want to take the TH, which is the 5, okay, and keep it as an ST, because it is last. You see, the 6th is just a new beginning. The 1 is the polar love to the 6. The center of this cube is 3.5, but that's a point center area. you need the complete area where 3.5 arrived. And it arrived from 3.6 and 3.4. Now, if you were expanding out from the center of 3.5 and going into your first arrival point would be at 3.6 counting up, arriving at, let me see, counting up 3.6, 3.5 and 2.5, right. It is 2.5 away from 6, and it is 2.5 away, 2 and 5. Remember 2 and 5. So 1 and 6 is 2 and 5 away. That is Jack. Jack can be used as the plug. Jack is also 1132, 1132. 1 Fibonacci, 1123, 1132. Doesn't really matter the order. The next one is the E world, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. So where was I with this cube? I get a little bit lost. There are so many numbers, I'm not writing it down right now. The diamond card is the only card that no matter which way you put it, they're always going the same way. Count it for twice its value, the diamond card. Count the diamond card for January and the birth in rotation. Why birth in rotation of the percentage of the 7th gate? It's birth in rotation of the 7th gate because of the artwork and the value of Jesus Christ, Mass. What happens in the number 33, which is the letters O and R, 18 and 15. 15 being O, 18 being R, the total being 33. 1 and 8, 9, 1 and 5, 6. Why don't I multiply it? So if I multiply it, I got 8 and 5. Now when I multiply it to a single square, that's my multiplication. It breaks up the value of the inside of the single square. If I was to put 4 dots and use the formula, okay, of roulette, that would tell me it would be 8, and I get back my 1, the payout. So that would be 32 plus 4 equaling to 36, and that is my light of creation. A, B equals to C, and A, B equals to 6. C and 6. The equation into the equation. But A, B, C equals to 6 and all the rest. So A is first. B is second. A is first and B is second. In life, we must stand on 17. Doesn't matter if you're more, but once you get to 17 through 21, you are standing on the gateway. You are also standing on what is the gateway 66, but it's located at the 7th gate in the letters of 7 and 8. 7 times 8, 56. 7 plus 8, 15, equals to a total of 71. 71, 17, whichever way you want to go. To bring it to the 7th gate, we have 66. This is where pi begins on the next level. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5 will create this number here, which will create the sun. This 1, 7, and 8 is 15. It is the O letter. It is in the F family. But once X brings the heavens in, H, the other way with the H is now the I. So if I turn it into the I over here, and I'm questioning myself if the alphabet is going like this or it flips backwards and all our letters are in the wrong position. But anyways, let's not talk about that. When you stand, I bring blackjack into the game. I use the standing on 18, high, 1 through 8. I am standing on the 1 dot. So if it's standing, it is this way. If it's this way, we are now 20 and 1 and 25, 20, hold on a second, 33 minus 8. 33 minus 8, 25 and 8. So what is this? This is exactly what the cube is telling me right now. It is showing me 6 up, and it is showing me the equation of when 6 is up, that 1 is down, that when 6 is up, there are 3 voided spaces to the 8 down voided spaces. So that is 3 and 8, one of the equation, the void to the void, 3 and 8, 11. There are 11 voided spaces between the 2, and 6, 7 dots equals 11. And there is 6 and 1 dot equaling to 7, 11. In representation of 1 and 2 equaling to 3 and 7 as the equation, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 3 and 7. So by the primary of understanding that the greatest separation is Earth that fulfills the number between 1 and 6, 1 plus 2.5, 6 minus 2.5, and the center core is 3.5. 2.5 is that difference. The numeric value for the word Earth, okay, for the word Earth is 52. For Mars, it's 51. I don't know if I want to look at it this way, to where the angle penetrates this way. We're not going to talk about that. I want to back up to the 6 and 9. By the way, inside of 6 and 9 is 8 and 5. And everything runs to the half-life. If I can just back up a little bit. Okay, I don't have it in this book. Okay, I'm just going to make it up real quick. And what happens, I believe, in Gematria, and because of what I see in the dice, I'm just going to show you a skeleton of what I believe might be the actual way of seeing a certain scenario. So you see a whole bunch of stuff, but in Gematria, we count A through G through M. Then we go to N through T through Z. M, N, T. Agimentes. The reverse, there is a reverse to that. I don't really know what it is. Z, ZT, ZT, what is this letter? N, M, G, A. Zeta and Omega. Mega. Anyways, 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1. So where are 2, 4, and 6? Now, before I go any further with that, I want to take a look into this. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. So we are going to create a 9. And at the same time, if you want, we can create the 6. So once we've created that, we are just going to continue on and put a little petals and give it a 1 dimension. I'm just trying to see if we can cut it up any other way. Just trying to see what else we can do with this. Now, I'm not sure if you can see it the same way I do. Can you see it as a tower? And then a back wall. I'm just trying to see what to do with this. Anyways, that's what 6 and 9 does in 1 dimension. When I bring it into the 2nd dimension over here, okay, in which this one over here is noted to be 21 and 33, 54 the sun. This is the E world of rotation of Mars, 5 and 6. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will create 3 and 2, 5. 3 times 3, 3 plus 3 will create 9 and 6, 15. 1 and 5 is 6, becomes 5 and 6. 5 and 6 and 5 and 4 create a 10, 10 world. And 5 and 4 is the numeric value of the sun. 6 and 5 will create this numeric value. 6 times 5 equals to 41. 6 plus 5 equals to 6 plus 5 equals to 30. 6 plus 5 equals to 11 equals to 41. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 4, 5, 5, 4, which is Fox and then New Fox. Those are the letters in the alphabet. And this is the basic alphabet. This is not in Gematria. If I would go to Gematria, I have to switch all these letters into a different formation. And then I have to understand them. Which notes that there are 3 reflections. Listen, there are 4 in Gematria, but there are 3 reflections. You need to have the first one in order to have the other 3. You can have 3 reflections. You can have 1 reflection that created 2 reflections that create 1 reflection. So you have 2 reflect 1. So now you have 3 reflect. Wow, I can't even write here. 2 reflect 1, 3 reflect 1. So you just create those reflections. I don't know why I went into that, but how we can create the mirror to the mirror, because these two over 1 offsets to 2, offsets to 1, offsets to 2, offsets to 1. Anyways, I don't want to get into, I don't know what brought me here. So now we're into this. Once I show you that, we're going to take a different look. We're going to look onto the keyboard, and we can notice the same design is on number 5, Jupiter. So now, why didn't I just go to over here? Because I'm only halfway through the numbers between here and here. I'm still in between that area. Can you use that as a division if you like? So we're going to get back to here. So what happened to 2, 4, 6, and 8? Well, 2, 4, 6, and 8 is over here. 2, 4, 6. And what happened to 2, 4, 6, 8? Who do you appreciate? You appreciate 2, Venus. 2, Venus, and 7. And then you have what 2, 4 does is it's the halfway area that connects all the cubes, and it is the passage through Venus. And then when you take a look up inside of here, it actually shows more or less 8, 8, and 0, or 6, 8, 8, 7, 8, 8. So that's the basic. So now you can see this area over here. It's the same as the pyramids. You can do other styles of this. If you were talking about a cube like this, you can actually go all the way deep inside into this single dimensional cube, right? Right, you can go into the next level. Let me just see 1, 2, 3. And now you can go 1, 2. So now I can go into the next level, which would be over here. And now I'd have my 3rd level. And then I can do the same thing again, but I'm trying to see that I don't overlap my levels. You see, if I go 1 more level, what's going to happen? So I went down 2 to my first one, then 1 over here. My next one is over here. Do you see this? It's hard to explain this because sometimes this is the first time I actually did this and saw this, and I'm trying to think if it comes out of army stripes or not. But once you reach this area over here of completion, your next cube must begin 1, 2, 3. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So your next cube is starting over here. Let's see where your first cube was. Your first cube was boy. Here's your first cube. See where the first cube ends? It ends right there. And we're going to do look at that. Spiders aren't. Oh, I think I connected the wrong thing. Hold on. I don't know about you, but when I hear pencil sharpening, oh my God. So here's the other connection. Okay, so here is cube 2. So once I get to cube 2, okay, only when I get to cube 2, I have created 3 cubes in one before I get to the next cube. Now we're going to go one more cube. 1, 2, 3. And now this cube over here, how many cubes you see? I'm going to be intertwining with these 2 places over here. I can no longer use these 2 places. If I do use these 2 places to connect this cube, what will happen, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, is I am now going to create this area over here with a separation and this area over here. That is going to be like a Venus gate. If you take an actual look into dimension, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can see that there's one part in this house to where there's 2 parts in this house, 2 parts in this house, and there's 4 new parts inside of this house. So this will be, and it looks like 8184. I'm just trying to see what it's doing. I'm not really quite understanding it. And remember, I decided to put some of these lines down. This one is wrong over here. Looks like 008. I'm just trying to single 0 facing. Maybe the ribs create an 8. So let me see if I'm going to do this again. We're going to clean it up a little bit so we can get the right understanding. I wish I had a little bit fixing my light. You know, I like to draw away from myself because otherwise I have a shadow in the way. So here we have the 3 of them. Now we're going to start always 2 in. So we started 1 in here, and now we're going to go from the top, okay, and we're going to do the same thing. So we went 1 from the top and 1 from the bottom. So we have actually inside of here, we have the cubes 1, we have the cube 3, and we have the cube 5, or we're going to call it that. In the first one, if we want, we might be able to, I don't want to connect this together. Do you see what's going to happen if I connect that together? I'm not going to connect it yet. I'm just going to connect these together. So I don't want to even connect that together. I'm just going to leave the centers all alone. You know, imagine I just put the dice cube up this way. The house of impair in French, the house of ill repair, is now looked at this way. See the way the whole page, just 11.5, this is our world, just basically like this. And when you put the cube on, you can see that it's not even taking up more than how much of the page, right? If I put this 3 in the middle of the page, right, and I stood it up this way towards the corners, what is my actual true angle to this? Or should it be stood up over here and only use up one of my parts of the world? Well, actually, what would be part of it would be 5. See, this is 8 inches. I cannot possibly keep the page up 8 inches. Is my page 8.5? What is it? 8.5. What is the size of the page? 26 by 20. So 26.6 times 80 equals to 21. 26.6 times 70 equals, no, 75. 75 times 26.6. Anyways, it's about 77 times 26.6. Yeah, something like that, about 75, 76, 77. So that's the difference of the page size. So you can move that dice and try to understand maybe our galaxy like this. And then we can look at this as the pool table, as we have 6 pockets. And then on the pool table, if we have 6 pockets, would you say the eye would be this way? We cannot put the eye this way. The only way the eye can go is to all the pockets. along the pool table. So the I and the H have to take up the whole pool table. If we use the holes on the pool table, okay, we can create the N on the pool table and the Z in one area. The ace can only be made the same way as the H and the I. So there's separations in the alphabet. I'm not being prejudiced. This is what happens. So let's continue on into this artwork. So I used blocks 1, 3, and 5. Then I added a block in each. But I didn't put in the center block over here. So if I put in a center block, what's going to happen? Right now I have 1 point over here. Here I have a singular square that has come about, and here I have a point. I'm not really sure what it's doing. I'm not sure what I can do with it. Let me take a look at the camera for a second. Let me first take a hold of this one here. I'm trying to look if it's a seat. So anyways, now we're going to add in our next value. Now I'm going to add it in. You see, it's the number 3 that will now connect the two connected of 1 and 5. Number 3 has done that job when we added in this square over here. Adding in that single square to the 9 area. This is the 9, this is the complete 9 area where 1 and 5 join over here. See this complete 9 area? But in all actuality, you might be looking at this as, I'm talking about 5 position 1 dot and 1 dot. But on this calculator, it would either be the 9 and the 1 or the 7 and the 3. See, it's going to turn. Let me see where the thing is. So here's the, let me just finish these off. Did I get that right? So, and you like the way that X comes in to hold it all? And this is only one dimension. Can we bring in the second? What's going to happen if I did this a little bit more? Just, what did I do here? Did I go all the way to the end? Or I went inside? The minus sign comes in here connecting. Well, anyways, 151, 74, and 77 is 151. Okay, that happens to be Christ, Jesus Christ, Mars, the student, born onto Yo, 25 Earth, and 15 Mars, both representing quarter time in the E world, and that's the E world marked as half, noted as 30 seconds as half time, noted as 25 out of 100% if you were working, the quarter for Earth, and the 75 for the DC moon, 25 times 3, and it is reversed as 19 times 3, equaling to the moon over here and Earth over here. This is Earth's plug, and this will be the DC moon. 7 and 5 is both male and female through the 12 and 13. What is the 12 and 13? The 13 is the bridge. We count 1 up all the way down. The 1 is connected over here to another 1, and that is the 13th over here. And the 12th is the next one over here. In numbers, I went 3 and 1. I shouldn't. The 3 would not be including, would be including, but not including. I'm going to try to explain this. When you get to, how can I explain this? See, this is gematria. I'm going to try and explain it. When I connect, let me see if I can do this again. Gets a little complicated. When I connect 1, 1, 3, 5, 7, 5, 3, 1, in this position is the letter M. In this position is the letter A. So we go from A to M. It's pretty simple, right? But when we're jumping up the scale, we go A, C, E, G, E, C, A. Ace, Ace, Jekka. Ace, Jekka. G, E, C, A. Ace. Wow. The energy of the spirit. The SS is related inside of 13. There's many ways to 13, right? 12 and 13 come together. The king and the queen, 43, 34. Hot and cold. Numeric value for cold, numeric value for hot. The total when they come together, would you say it's mild or would you say it's warm? Hot can also be hot and spicy. Hot can be a degree out of the oven. What is 43 and 34 degrees in Celsius and Fahrenheit to give us a relative understanding between the numbers? Geka. So 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 is 3 and 2 equals to 5. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4 equals to 7. So by counting up and counting down, once we count back into this one here, okay, it is the female, okay, that will connect creation to the one spirit. And this would be the 11th letter, K, for creation. Because it's K that will create L. And through my understanding, it is one, I'm just trying to think how this combination of artwork goes together. Here's 9. How would this connect here? How would this connect? This is 9. What if I went up? What if I had to connect over here? What if I connected the whole level? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be 25. So it would have been 1, and then it would be, and then 8, and then it would be 16. And this is your division of night and day, 8 and 16. Your division between night and 8, 16. So I had an equation with that. Divide your division of night and day. Where was that? Whew. Man, I didn't even finish with the formula for roulette, but you got the 36. If you understand, we stand in blackjack. I don't want to get into that. Oh yes, the mirrors, when the mirrors reflect. If you want to look at it different, you can look at it a little bit different as saying the mother, the male and the female, they have a child. That's 3. The mother had a father and a mother, and the father had a father and a mother. FFM, FMM. 644, 664. So when this happens, this becomes a family of father, mother, father, mother, mother, child, father, mother, mother, child. They all connect. So you have 4 and 4. This child only has 3 and 3. How can this child have 3 and 3? Well, this child has a father and a mother. Oh, did I get that wrong? No, this child has 3 and right. This child has a father and a mother. And he has 2 grandparents, and he has 2 grandparents. The kid has 3 and 3. But in reality, it's 4 and 4. So when you walk up to the plate and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes, okay, which is a total of 5, the action pitch. There are 7 possibilities at the plate, but the action pitch, when the next one counts, if they all count, is going to come on pitch number 666. So this 12 is in between. 13, you have 11, and then you have 13. But 11 is its own creation. 12 will create this. 12 will, 1 and 1 will create 12. 1 and 2, 3, and then 12 will create 5. 13, these two will recreate the 7. 7 and 5 will recreate the 2. I added something on the 24-hour day. I started off the video with this. Then I'm going to go take a drink. We went from why if I'm calculating the 24-hour day. Okay, and I still have, hold on a second. I got to recalculate our week. 4 hours more per day. We have the same number of hours in the week, 168, 84, 42, 21. So that's like 8 times 21. Okay, we'll get to that next. Okay, I'm going to get my drink. We're going to start with this. I'm going to have a little sip of my coffee. And if you have any questions, I haven't looked at the board yet. I will be looking when I get back. That's the first thing I'll do. I'm very often all over the place. There's so much going on. I feel in order for myself to be a little bit more successful at what I'm doing, sharing my passion, what I believe can reconstitute what speaking is, and answers within the word to what was created, how it was created, what is the cube. I'm going to give the basic thing on the cube before I go, just a real basic, fast piece on the cube. The cube, this is where it comes from, the 3 and 21. You cannot go lower than 3 if you want to have 21. Although it can be created with 2 cards, you need the basic 3 for standard creation. You need the creation from, it is 1 and 2 that creates 3, creates the 24. From 1 and 2 you will create. From 12 to 21 is a 9 birth. The 21st year that just ended, right? How many years have there been in the year 2000? How many years has there been in the year 2000? We celebrated the year 2000. When we celebrated the year 2000, that was done 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009. 10 years. 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. Cycle of the moon. 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. 20 years. The opening has come. 2020, now celebrating 2021, now celebrating 2022. 23 years. 23 years. If we're counting 2022, it is 23 years, or we're in our 23rd year this year. So when the Hebrew year hits the year 5783, those numbers will bring you back into creation of the day. It will bring you directly onto a single cell, in which will be ho, 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 the heavens of the worlds of Mars, Venus. Where does this come from? 3 times 8. Let me get my drink. I will write this down. 3 times 8, number 35. Because there's about 8 or 10 numbers in the number system that will bring you back to number 11. And remember, 2 and 8, 2 and 9 is 11. 3 and 8 is 11. 4 and 7 is 11. But till you got 5 and 6, you weren't in the gate, because 5 and 6 is the smallest and the largest at the same time to reach the 7th gate through alpha beta creation. Stand on. AB is to stand on. You stand on creation. And you're standing on creation for Mars, which is numeric value number 5115, 33 times 47, 33 in rotation of the mass Jesus energy in rotation, 6 and 9. And it also is in rotation of the moon cycle, 7 times 4, 28, 7 plus 4 back to 11, 6 and 5, 11. The 11, okay, the 6 and 5, 11 will also at the same time, when it divides the worlds up into quarters, it'll also create the sun. 6 times 5, 30, 6 plus 5, 11, 11 plus 30, 41. Why do I break it up into quarters? Because the multiple sign breaks it up into quarters. That's why. It splits a cell. It splits one cell into quarters. So if you split a cell, if the cell has a value, of 35, okay, and you're in the cell plus you, if I went ahead and I put 4 dots on the outside of the cell, and the 4 dots on the outside of the cell were 8 to 1 value, okay, 8 times 4 equals to 32, plus the 4 equals to 36, equals to 36. We now have the same equation. Now we're going to look at the cell a little bit differently, okay, and I shouldn't be making it this small because I can't really do the work. So I'm going to mark this over here. These are 17 to 1. I will get 68 when I break up these cells, but I can't break up the cell that way. The minimum way to break up a cell is when the cell is this size. And that's because I need lines to put my lines on. And what they get is a chip. And every single one gets a chip. But if it's the 1, 4, and 7, you cannot put a chip over here. Normally, you put a chip there, you get 17 to 1 equals to 8 and 1, the spirit in the heaven. But you can't do it on 1, 4, or 7, because 1, 4, or 7 runs along the border between other bets, between the first half and the second half and the third half. So by putting a chip on its border, you're now going to get 11 to 1 creation for 3 numbers, which gives you 33 plus 14 equals to 47, which is Jesus and time. Jesus, time, energy. And there's a couple more that go with it, but let's call it I'm leaving on a jet plane. E.T., J, 1, 2, 3, 4, create your J. 1 and 2, create your E-world. You create your E-world, you bring out the T, because the T is that 7th gate in the Gematria world, and Je means I. So when we count this equation, we get 68, plus we have the 4 chips equals to 72. So we divide that by 4, and we end up with, I think that was 18 each. 18, 18, 18, and 18. It's 17 to 1. It creates 8, 8, 8, and 8. It'll create 4 8s only in the center. But on 3, 6, and 9, as well as 1, 4, and 7, you can only get 8, 8, 8. But the center, on 2, 5, 8, you can get 4 8s all the way around, or 68. And 68 becomes the house planet, the division of the 7th gate of DC inside the E worlds. And the reason for that inside the E world is house, ho, ho, ho. 8 and 15, 5 times 3, 5 plus 3. That's your number 35, or 53, 55. Okay, so this is number 23. Let's stay away from there. Number 5 times 7, female and male, the E world, the gateway to the E world, G5. Okay, the gateway to the E world, G5. Where is the E world in creation inside of us? We have to stop it. This becomes 7 times 5 equals to 35, and 12 equals to 47. So there's more ways to get the 47, but it's not the 47, it's 4 plus 7 equals to another way of getting to 11 mathematically with full mathematics and understanding how you got to the number 5 and how you got to the number 7 in order to create the other numbers. Noted that number 2 is a revelation number to where it's going to connect 1 and 3 together. So once you have 1 with 2, you already know 2 is being connected to 3. Now it all depends in which world you're going to be going to mathematically. Because for me, I like to bring my numbers down to a basic that I usually run by, and that's the 1, 4, and 7. And one of the reasons I run by it is because I know that there is 1 year that is the leap year to the 4-year cycle of the 7 days of the week, in which bringing it back to the cube, we have 3 and 21 for the letters, and B and E for cube. This is Earth. This will create number 17. 17 is Q, 21 is U, blackjack. Stand on 17 and get paid 1.5 times or 3 to 2 times your value, both expressing creation through Mars because of their numeric value. If I take away the bars over here, I might have the automatic bar over here. This is Gematria counting. 1 to 7, down over to, I'm thinking 4, and back up to 7. 1, 7, 4, 7, 1. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. And then after that, I'm going to go down the scale and add. And I got to figure out what to add to it here. I haven't figured that out. So inside a cube, you have 33, or 3 and 3, or 24 and 7. 21 and 7 equals to the 28-day cycle. So 3 and 21 equals to the 24 hours a day of the 7 days a week run through the cube. 1 through 13. I'm not really sure why I came up with the 13 for some reason somewhere, but 1 through 13 equals to 91, the spirits, and 1 through 3. Hold on a second. No, 1 through 13 equals 91 is 0. 1 plus 3 equals to 4. So really 13 is like number 4. So that's AD. That is the, how can I explain it? Yes, where it reduces, where you add up to 91, but 91 will reduce to 10 when you add up the two numbers. 3 plus 1 is 4. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. So it is 6 before it is 10. If it is 6 before it is 10, it is polarity of 6 and 1. When you're adding up A, B, C, one of my big questions is A, B, C, right? See the third one, 1, 2, 3, and now D. Flipped it the other way. A, B, C, D. Just something new I was thinking of. So anyways, when you add up A, B, C, D, it's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equaling to 10. When you add up 1 to 13, it equals to 91. You minus it, it equals to 81 Venus. If you add it, it equals to 101. And I want to take a look at something. (101) reaches 20. When you're looking for first or last, you have to look at 20 and 19 for that. This is first and this is second, but it's in the TH world. When counting down in numbers, here it becomes 20th. Everything begins again at first in the 20 and 1st century. We were all sent here in the E world of the sun. This is our transition between one world and the other world. Anyways, I don't want to get into this. I'm not, I don't have a realm inside of this area. Look, atoms. You ever remember Professor Adams bringing the light? After the death from AM. First you have from 1 to 4, and then you have from 1 to 13, which is the same thing as the basic 1 to 4. I mean, once you're going over to 19, all you're actually doing is going 1 to 1. When you go to 18, okay, now you're actually, and hold on a second, let me look at this again. Boy, there's two ways to look at this equation. When you look at this equation, you be counting 1 to 9 equals to 45. In this equation, I count 1 to 8 equals to 36. If I see number 17, then I'm going to count 1 to 7 equals to 28. So this is the cycle of the moon. There is one cycle over here, then there is an in-between cycle, and then another cycle over here. There are only 4 times 7 equals to 28. 3.5 is a halfway meeting, and it's not me that said it. It's this dice cube law that says it. 5 and 2. If you meet halfway, it's 3.5. You're meeting at the center. So just like connecting in Gematria, going up from 1 to 3 to 5, and connecting with the 2 and the 4 in between. And then once you connect with the 2 and the 4 in between, you can go ahead and finish your image. So this would be your halfway image to one side, your staircase. Where were we? Boy. Yeah, so we count 1 to 7. So it would be 7, then it would be 9, and then it would be 1 through 11, which is 66, and that's where your gateway comes in. See, your freedom is in between right over here. It's the 55. And that freedom gives you what is the quarter of Earth, and I guess the 10 pack that goes with it. 3 times 5, 3 plus 5 equals to 10, and 15 equals to 25. The equation that creates this is your 5 by 5, 25. 5 plus 5 equals to 10. That gives you your Earth gateway inside the cubic house. And don't forget, if I put 36 cubes and every cube has a value of 10, I have 3,600. I need how many cubes? I need 4 cubes to create 1440, which is 1 day. I need 3 sets of that cube to create 3 days. Now I need the 4th set of those cubes to create the polar day, to create the invert or the completion of what is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Noting that until you come back to the beginning, it's actually going to be 3 cycles of 1 plus the 1 to connect, which is ABC. I'm just going to go ABC and keep adding. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, all the way to 10. 1 and 2 is 3, and 3 is 6. 6 and 4 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. And then you get 5 is 15, and that becomes 6. And then you get 6 is 21, and that is the cube. Once you go from one polarity to the next, it's 1 through 21, creating the polarity, creating that it is 1 first and 21st. So if you reverse the alphabet to go backwards, 21st would be an ST. Or would you actually be starting at 20 if you went backwards? We're going to start from off the board. So 0.0 of starting is 21 down to 20. From 20 down to 19. So from 21 is first, 20 is second, and 19 is third. So that third comes into the spirit world. How do we create it? We create it through the female number of 1 times 2, 1 plus 2, in which we'll create both male and female because it has the capacity to transport the spirit within. I'm going to get something to drink. Oh. If you want, I'm going to give you a little look at the artwork. We're going to take a 3-minute break. Let's see if we can do that. I'm going to take a little break here, see if I can shut off the lights that are not associated with that. So that's good. And how's that? Let me see. It's going to take 3 minutes. No, that's too much, right? So we're going to just leave it at that. And can you see inside this over here? No, you can't. So just give me a minute. Back in a minute. So, how is everybody doing? Just give me a minute. Whoop. That's okay. Just give me a little minute here. I'm going to put on some boiling water. I know it's like a commercial break, like going to the opera, you know? Just give me a minute. Just going to boil some water, put up a little tea, chrysanthemum, and some other stuff. I'm not a very good tea maker, or that's just my excuse for not taking my time, one of the two. I have a couple of my friends, they make some real good tea, some real mean tea, you know, some real mean tea. I want to thank all my friends that make all that real mean tea, and for me it's good, you know, for me it's one thing, for you it's something else. We're all different, we all see things a different way, and you know, learning, if you're learning, somebody might be teaching. Did I ask you to teach me? Maybe you're too impatient to wait for me. Have you ever thought of that? Maybe you're too impatient to see what final choice that someone might take, right? That's impatience. And it's the science of life is all to do in patience. You cannot have patience, but you have to be always in patience. I take a Zen basic look at everything. I like to try and balance my own logic. We work together and it's tough. Sometimes you help me, sometimes I help you. That's the way it works. Another thing, learning how to be alone and learning how to survive. Well, guess what? We're all alone and we're all surviving. You know what I'm saying? It all goes with our choices in life. You can't keep putting off anything to tomorrow. Tomorrow is it's all preparation of today. You can't stop today and say I need a day off, you know, because even during your day off, you're never stopping. We never stop. We never stop. That's what humans are. We're not grazing in the field. At least I'm not. The tea will be ready in a minute. The tea will be ready in a minute, and maybe you want to see something else where time cube maybe comes in. I just want to get rid of this box here. Maybe I can just give you a little show while I'm still on break. You can maybe, hold on a second, study this over here. Let me just focus it a little bit better. Give me 2 more minutes. Can I make it come closer? Can I give some clarity? Okay. Whoa, I knew that was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. I just knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew I was going to spill my coffee. I just knew it. Okay, my tea is ready. I just spilled my coffee. I like to drink my cold coffee. You know, for those of you who don't know what happened to me about 16 years ago, is it was really weird. I was just like I was like living inside like some kind of giant bubble where all the information was being shared with everybody, and I couldn't understand any of it, and it was mixing me up, and it threw my whole thinking off a kilt, and then one day I was praying to the sky. I was praying inside to the sky. I was just looking up at the sky, and I said, show me what this world is all about. Show me that there's something more to this world. I know there's a God out there. I know there's a God out there. Where is there a God? And all of a sudden, I see something in the sky. So maybe I might have created it myself. But you want to go out? Come on. What is my goal? Come on. Come on. Come on. You going out or no? Yes or no? Okay, forget it. Time lost. I'm getting my tea. So, what is the whole basic thing for life? And everybody kept talking the Word of God, the cube, the this, and I was always intrigued. Like, it didn't make any sense to me if there was going to be some kind of intervention, or if there was a God or anything. Why isn't he here now? So I had to come up with a basis. I had to come up with a basis of why are we on the planet? Why did he create us? And I created a scenario in which I said, okay, we're at war. We're at war with the dumb and the stupid. But the dumb and the stupid happen to be smarter than us. How in the world can the dumb and stupid be smarter than us? Can someone answer me? How in the world can somebody stupid, okay, can be smarter than us? Much smarter than us. Out of control, in control. Let me see if I can bring back the mirror. You see the cube in the center? 111. That's the cube. 555. Cinco de Nero. That design comes from the roulette table, by the way. See if I can. Yeah, let me just make the screen a little bigger. I didn't want to make it completely big, just a little bit bigger. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that design comes from the roulette table. I needed to check out my my Odyssey. Whoa, I just lost my page. Hold on a second. So Zeph, you're still here? You're not here? Let me try and see if I can open my page again. Okay. So yeah, nobody's saying a word to me, so I don't even know if anybody's on end broadcast. At least I know the video was on. End result. I was writing in books and writing and writing and writing, and I was being pestered by some others. When are you going to be finished your book? When are you going to be finished your book? How can you finish a book when it's been in writing for thousands of years, right into our alphabet in geometric shapes? How can I possibly? I said, you know what? Do videos, whatever it is. It's not for the public. It's for yourself. Then why are you telling the public? Why am I telling the public? Because if there's somebody in the public, out of 7 billion people on this planet, maybe 3 billion who have the capabilities of putting on a computer. Imagine 3 billion people seeing one of my ideas. And if it's reality and they put it together, if they're working in the right industry, they'll connect this with this. And we get enough of us connecting, it might have some truth. So just keeping it in a book and putting it out for everybody to read the book, no. We can come up with a program to re-look over my 7,000 or 8,000 videos, although there must be 150 of my cat. If we take all those and categorize them and get 1 billion people watching and taking out the pieces and parts and understanding how they do relate to the Clockwork Orange. I do not have the numerics for clock. I should put Gematria up on here. Hold on a second. Okay, and the reason I said Clockwork Orange, I'm going to write the word clock, and I wish I can just put this on my lap. Clockwork Orange gives me 171, 72, 234, and 81. It's absolutely perfect. To where in my world, every single word and every single letter is telling a story, is telling a base story, like the base story of 1 and 2, okay, is jazz bucket. I like to call it the jazz bucket because of the J, the A, and the S that are in the A family as for position, and the B family, which is actually a connector to the C family, which is BKT, which is 2, 1, and 1 is 2, and 20. So inside of what is 2, you're not going into a different world. You see, inside what is 1, you get 1 plus 0 equals to 1. You also get 1 plus 9, so you get the 8, the heaven in between 1 and 9. In 2, you get 11 through 20. So you're now counting 11 through 20, which is a total of 210 minus 55, 145. It's 155. It's 55 counting from 1 to 10, and counting from 11 to 20 is 155. 55, 155, 2 numbers and 3 numbers. Just, I don't know what they mean yet. I know it's all talking about Mars, the arts and entertainment world, where 1 comes inside of 4, where the spirit comes, the gateways of Venus, holding up the cube. The gateways of Venus holding up the cube between 2 worlds. This world as below, as above, as in front, as above, as below. Which way is the worlds? Is it divided worlds? You see, is it leaving me into the X world? Or am I living on the cross? Wow, that just cracked my whole back. Where am I? Where am I? Where was I? I don't like to not write things down. Clockwork Orange. Orange equaling to 60. Work equaling to 67. 67 in reduction is 13. But the actual reality of where it comes from is the polarity of what creates all 7s, which is 1 and 6. The only true 7 of the passing of light is the 1 and the 6. I hate this pen. I like this pen. The O is the 15th letter in the alphabet. The N is the 14th letter in the alphabet. The E is the 5th letter in the alphabet. I put 0 for them for a few reasons. Okay. Is it 5 cents or 50 cents? If it was 50 cents, I'd probably do that. The 12th letter times what equals to 50? The 12th letter, because L is 50 in Roman numerals. 18 and 14, 9 and 5, the IE worlds. You see, the IE world is, let me see if I can do this. I can barely see. Just give me this little light. The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know if I'm going to use, I think I made a mistake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to use 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's the center one over here. And there's many ways to do this, and we have to also understand in order to connect to the Mayan cycle, we got to use the Mayan numbers. And the Mayan numbers are 7 and 13 equals to 91. 1 and 3 is 4. 7 and 4 equals to 11. And then we're going to use 3. 7 and 3 equals to 10. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 plus 3, 7 times 3 equals to 21, equals to the 39 angels of man creation, 21 and 1. When the 2's on this side, the way to get to this is 2 and 1, 3. You can also get to it another way. It can be 2 and 1, 3. It can be 1 and 2, 3. It wouldn't matter at this point when it's in this position. 2 and 1, 3. Which other way can you get it? Well, very simple. 9 and 3, 3. 8 and 4, 3. 7 and 5, 3. 6 and 6, 3. These are all 3s, and these are all 12s. This is the block house. This block house, 4 separate areas. If it was multiplied, it would be breaking up one single square. The house of tree 5, the house of 135. Create the one area in the center of 3 of all 5. The difference is the 2, 4, and the 2, 4 is where I showed the connection before on how 2 and 4 connect together. I don't know which book it is. It's not in this book. Did I put it over here? Yeah, basically here, how 2 and 4 get together is, let's say this is 1, 3, and 5 over here. So how we connect the area is right over here. And then we connect the next area over here. So this is my 2 area and my 4 area. So when you talk about 2, 4 connecting the 7th gate, you're connecting that 7th gate through this numeric value over here. What is between? Did I get, yes, yeah, it gets a little mixed up and it turns it into 88. You see all that? 88, 88, 88, 88, 88, 88, 88, 88, 88. 8, 8, and 8. 8. See this 8? The bottom 8, and then the top 8. It's 8, 8, and then it's 8. 8, 8, 8. The top 8 that connects, the top 8 that connects the 2, 4 over here. And then it's the bottom 8 of the 1, 3, 5 connecting the 8, 8. The upper 8 and the lower 8 create 888, or the 24 hours in a day, if you want to look at it that way. Where else was I going with this? I missed part of this. I said I was going to get a T, and then I always lose my place. We were talking about the cube. We were talking, here is 6 and here is 7. I'm just trying to look over why 168. I know what 168 is. There's 168 hours in the week. It's either 6 times 28, which runs the cycle of the moon. Six times 28, which runs the cycle of the moon. And when you get 6 times 28, there's 6 times 28 to run the cycle of the moon equals to the 168 hours in a week. We have to have connections, which shows me the inverse of 6 times 1 equals to 6, because 2 plus 8 equals to 10, 1 plus 0 equals to 1, so it's now 6 times 1. This is 6 times 20, 120, and then 6 by 8, 48. So we actually have 12 and 12. Is that reality inside of this 12, 12? So now we would actually have 3 and 3. So we'd have a rotation, and that rotation is inside the moon. And this is by the 7th gate, division of the day and night. And it's the division of the day and night because of Pluto, numeric value, as the 9 passing planets, where it's 3 times 28 cycles of the moon that happen 4 times plus 1/4 every single year, 4.25. So if I see 4.25, I'm going to understand it at that. Tell me if I'm wrong. 3 cycles, okay, 28 equals to 84 Pluto. It has to happen 3 times a year in order to create, it has to happen 3 times. It will happen into this cycle. So 3 times to create this. So 3 by 4 equals to 12. So it's 3.33 to create that 13 moon. So it can happen 4 times. It can only happen 3 times. So 3 times the cycle of 28. So that would be 3, 6, 9. There are 4 moon cycles left over, which surpasses this. So this one, we would put 1 more cycle, but now I'm going to count it to a single digit. I do not want to surpass 100. So it would reduce me to number 13. So after Pluto, once the human come into the world, the next cycle is 13. So what is the Pluto cycle? 8 plus 4 is 12. And what comes in? Number 13 crowns it off. 1 through 12. 1 is first. 12 is last. The total is inside 13. Starting position coming in 2. So let's see, there's 7 days a week. I'm just trying to see back to the cube. Yes, then 168 hours. It happens also 7 times 24 equals to 168. But we have a 1-part difference and a 4-part difference. And that 1 and 4 part could be the ABCD equaling to 10, 1 and 4. 10, 4, communication. So this is the 168. So when you have 168, you have 6 moons. You have 12 moons at 336. And this is your rotation of the 6. When you have 18 moons, and you don't run the full cycle until you have 52 moons. That's 4 years. But we have to complete the 3 years, and then we will skip on. So it's going to be 39 plus 13 moons. And during this time, we are going to be falling back at the end of the year by 1.25 days. And the moon cycles have been shifting every single year by 1.25 days. 5 times 5 times 5, 1.25, which is the core of the roulette. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 6 and 21, 37. 19 and 18, 37. 17 and 20, 37. Union Jack, 1, 1, 1, 5, 5, 5. This equals to 3 and 1. This equals to 125 and 15. Earth, Mars connected together. This will come out to 6. This will come out to 8. That'll be the division of the 7th gate of man. Where does 6 and 8 come from? It's not 1 cube, it's 3 and 4. But when you have 2 cubes, together, right, that's 3 and 4, right? There's another way to look at 3 and 4, because this is 3 and 4 out. You can't come into the game. But the other way to get it, okay, the minimum way in, right, is, this is the minimum way in is 6 and 8. So when 24 is here, you're loving 35. So you're loving the creation of the E world right here, alpha beta creation, where alpha is between, this is standard, this is standard, 2 between 1. This is standard. This one is standeth. He standeth. This one here is faced. This is what you're faced with. And the reason I'm saying this is because I'm joking around the 8 void that you don't see and the 1, right? It's like 1 and 8. So I'm going, instead of first and 8th, I'm going faced. I'm faced with, or aced. I don't know. Anyways, just give me a second. Obviously there's nobody watching and nobody here. I'm going to check on Odyssey. And apparently there's one person here or not. If somebody can just say something. Let me see if this Odyssey is working. And apparently there's one person here or not. If somebody can just say something, let me see if this Odyssey is working. I see someone. And apparently there's one person here or not. If somebody can just say something, let me see if this Odyssey is working. I see someone. Okay, speak to me. Tell me what you have. You want to know something? Okay, I'm stopping to fool around. I'm stopping. I got to put something in my stomach. Nobody's here right now. I'm going to take about a 1 minute break because there's absolutely no one on I see. So I'm going to take the advantage and just take a 2 minute break here. Yeah. So I'm teaching myself every single day. And sometimes it gets a little frustrating that nobody else understands. Now, my primary thing is when I talk is not to talk to anybody that's not interested, because it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter who it is, you know? And I'm not being stymied. I'm not being stymied. I mean, I've done this for 15 years. And I'm often with people who don't want to hear nothing. I just keep it to myself. Sometimes I don't. And I should continue on learning that because it's very important to be quiet. I'm on a 1 minute break. I want to eat that. One minute. I wish I could put it on hold. Okay. Okay. Where will we go next? Let me see. I hope I didn't make anybody wait for nothing. One thing about the day cycle mixed with the moon cycle is that when you divide, okay, by 4, when you divide by 4, 6 times 4, 7 times 4, you're going to put these two together and then these two together, and they'll end up being 4 and 8. And that will be the Sun, Pluto, S-O-N Sun, to buy and to sell. It is the half-life or 2 to 1. It is the divided heaven of 10. When you add up 1 to 8, it equals to 36. There is 6 void in between what is the 4 and the 15 and the 23. The 8 and 4 equals to 12. I want to look at a different way. I want to count up 1 to 8 equaling to 36. Now I'm going to add 1 to 3 equaling to 6. So I'm going to say the void before 4 is 6. Then you're going to add the 4 on. Then you're going to look up 5, 6, and 7 and put them together as 18. Okay, and then you're going to add up the number 8. And that's how you get this. So this is D and this is R. The doctor is in the gateway. 4 and 9 come to 1 and 4, they skip over each other. It's like they're interlocking. The 4 goes on this side like an interlocking chain. So 4 and 1 connect together and 8 and 6 connect together. The same way the Gematria scaling, my new way of creating the Gematria scaling, just thinking of what the letter V can be. And here's my scaling over here. I have 1, 3, 5, and 2 and 4 is what connects it together and separates the gateway right over here. 1/4 of 3 plus the in-between area voids and the next area of 5. This is the counting up scale. 1 to 9 does not cut it. 1 through 19 cuts it for the first element. It's because 1 plus 9 equals to 10. 1 is 1. But that doesn't cut it for me. It can't end till 20. 20 is the next area. This is where the first area ends. 19 and 1 is what creates the 20. It's all of 1. It's all of 2. It's all of 3. But 1 can only be 1 either going backwards partly, but it can't be going forward. Otherwise, you're eating it up into 2. So with 1 and 2, if you really want to look at it, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 7, and there's 8. And that's all we got. We got 8 and 9. Now, if we want, we can now connect the square here. And now we can have 9, and then we connected that square there, and then we can have 10, and then we can have 11. Is that the way it was done? Let me see if I got that right. In between 2. Oh, it should have maybe been in between 1 and 2. In between 1 and 2, in between 2 and 3, and 3 and 4. Okay, so we had 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and how am I supposed to start at the end? Is it in between? Let me see. Here's 1 here and here. Somehow I think we have to skip 1 in the center. I'd have to do that again. But anyways, you get my drift with what I was doing, right? Anyways, the countdown, the way the countdown works is it counts down from 10 to 1. So 1 and 1, 3 and 3, 4 and 4. So this is the way I count up by my 10s. This is the way I'm going to count up. This is the polarity of the first world. Because of what this creates, this will create this. This will create this. It'll create number 5. It'll create a separation, and it'll create number 5. So by creating that, we live in this period of time here between 15 and 51. Since 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 creates 1. Together, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 creates 2 and 3, 5. Don't get me wrong. So I was doing a piece before. I was drawing out a piece on connecting numbers. I already drew it out. I don't want to draw it out again. It's over here. I drew out a piece of connecting numbers. So over here, I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the other side. 1 through 5 this way, 1 through 6 that way, the polarity. And then the 6 will come out and wrap with this. So if I want to build only 7s, we're going to go for the Mayan calendars, right? So we want to build 7s. I shouldn't be doing it this way, but anyways, we're going to do it this way. I want to build 7, so I'm going to connect 6 over to 1. Now notice I'm going in between the centers. So automatically, that's going to show me a new number. So that's what I wanted to do, is to go ahead and show you all the new numbers that come out with this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ends up in the middle of 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll put the 6th one there anyways, and 5. So you have 5 and 5 connecting to 1, and you're using up only 5.5, the middle of number 6. So you're going to connect 6 and 1, 7. You're going to connect, it's really rough. You're going to connect 1 and 6, 7. Then you're going to connect 2 and 5, 7. Then you're going to connect 3 and 4, 7. Are there any other 7s? Well, what about in reality? Okay, why can't we go 2 and 5 on the other side, 7? Or 3 and 4 on the other side, 7? But I can't go 1 and 6 because I already did 1 and 6. I bar 66 in that game. They bar 66. So 66 is like 11. So we're only going through 1. You want to get 11? We have 6 and 5, 11 inside of this. 6 and 5, 11 is like 1 and 2, 3. The reverse cube. 6 and 5, 11 is 1 and 2, 3. You have 3 here, but you have 15 voided dots. The E-world created through number 15, Mars, 1 through 5. 1 through 5, 1 and 5 is 6, but 1 through 1 counting plus through 5 equals 215. That is your gateway, the pool. If you wanted to have 9 and 4, you couldn't have it. So I can recreate this into where it actually goes up, starting at 0, 1 all the way to 9. So you would go 4, 9, 13. Then you would go 5, 8, 13. Then you go 6, 7, 13. And at the same time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay. So anyways, basically like that. So now the other way, you're going to go 1 and 6 is 7. 2 and 5 is 7. 3 and 4 is 7. So this is your connection of the Mayan calendars, 13 and 7, however their rotation works with. Although we're now talking 20 and 10, one of the reasons for the 20 is because we go A through T. Okay, creation is at C standard. Okay, which equals to a total of 210. 21, the cube of 6. When you count the 18 days, 1 through 18, 18 is the core of where 111, where the cube lays. The cube lays in area 111, which is occupied by KLMNOPIR. IR is holding, I don't know if you want to call it otage, to the I and R numbers 9 and 1827, but it is created by, how do we create this? Well, the 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals to 18 and equals to 9. So that is IR. And RA is in the A family, so it will create an S, and it's in the A family. So that's what that does. 99 representing 13, representing ACDC, representing what is in between the E worlds. Raphael 70, 286 in a constellation of Pegasus. We're going to be talking more, if I can get some more numbers out of the cube, and how many cubes we use and why. And if I'm using 26 cubes, and I'm just going to reduce it to 8. I'm just going to use the bottom number, but I can use the top number. So if I reduce it to 8, I get 254 area spaces, where I have 168. Let me just... Eight cubes, one void. The core of all the cubes is void. So 8 cubes times 9 times 6 equals to 54 by 8 equals to 512. So let's call that memory. Or can we call it GB? Do we call it RAM? I don't know what to call it, what that number is. Processor. So it's actually 432. It's also Earth, Mars, Mercury coming together. It is also 8 by 432, 8 by 540, we have 432. That is our vibration in rotation of 9 by 6 sides. So we have 9 by 6 sides equaling to 54. Then we have to multiply it by 8, but we're going to multiply it by 7, then we're going to multiply it by 8. 8 by 4, we already did that. So by 7 times 54, it equals to 28 and 350, which is 378. And this one was 432. So if I minus it, there is a 54 difference. Well, that's obviously. And if I add it, and to a single digit, it would actually be 711 or 72, calling Venus and the Sun to the vibration of what is 3 and 8. Again, 3 and 8 is 6 and 3 void, and 1 with 8 void. I forgot to talk about that one. So 432 and 378 equals to 810. We're talking about Venus, 0, 1, 1, 810 Venus. Venus, Jupiter. Jupiter 13 that creates the moon. Starlink 13. Hogan's Heroes. Raphael 70, 286 in a constellation of Pegasus. A bit tired. Thank you for watching, everybody. Ask me anything. I don't know.